Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Mindy's Best. I'm so excited to have you here with me today. And as you can already tell from the title of this video, this is going to be a Q&A. And as I was going through a lot of the questions that I got, I realized that you guys have a lot of basic questions about me that I thought I would answer. Basic meaning like, how old am I? How tall am I? How many kids do you have? So let's just get the basics out of the way. My name's Mindy. Obviously, Mindy's Best. Welcome. I'm glad you're all here with me. But you guys, I'm married to Brandon. He's incredible. He's my husband and I love him so much. I am 34 and I am 5'5". I got asked that question a ton. How tall am I? I'm not very tall. I'm actually the shortest of all the Bingham family, and my oldest son, Ryler, is the same height as me. So, speaking of my son, I have 5 children. I have my stepdaughter, Maddie, who is 17, about to turn 18 this month. And I have my son, Ryler, who is 12, my son, Crew, who is 10, my son, Brexon, who is almost 8, and then Hazel at the end, she's 5. So 5 amazing kids that I love so much. A lot of questions I got from you guys were about my stepdaughter, Maddie. What does she call you? What do you call her? She calls me Mindy. She has a mom. She's wonderful. If she's talking to the other children, she'll be like, why don't you ask mom what you want? But she calls me Mindy. I call her Maddie. I always refer to her as being one of our children because she's one of the kids. She's part of our family. Our relationship is fantastic. She is absolutely amazing, and I met her when she was 2 years old, and so being that she's almost 18, I've been in her life most of her life. She can barely remember a time when I didn't exist. So I have a great relationship with her mom. Her mom is wonderful. Her mom has done a great job raising her, as well as her grandparents that she's lived with. So I'm forever grateful for them for raising such an incredible girl. Maddie's amazing, and she has always lived in California, except now she lives in Utah. She just moved here about a month ago to go to BYU. So she's amazing. I was blessed with my 3 amazing boys, and they are super protective and just love their little sister Hazel. So those are just the basics about me. My age, my height, my amazing family that we have. Someone asked if I went to college and what I majored in. Yes, I did go to college for a minute. I started out going to UVSC, Utah Valley State College. I went there for 1 semester, and then I transferred up to the University of Utah where I met Brandon. We have a video all about how we met, dated, got engaged, all of the love story that I can link up here in a card for you guys. But I went to college up at the University of Utah to study meteorology, and now I don't do meteorology. I started taking all of the classes that I needed to. You have to get really far in math, up to calculus. Guys, here's the truth. I am not good at school. I'm not saying I'm not smart, I'm just not great at school. So I started going, I had a really difficult time. I ended up doing nail school, perfectly beautiful manicured nails, in high school, and was really happy doing that. So I knew I was gonna get married soon, so I decided to take a break from college and just do nails full time and get married, and well, I've never looked back. So I did go to some college, was supposed to study meteorology and be a weather lady on the TV, and guess what, that never happened. Instead, I'm on the TV talking to all of you about how to do your makeup and doing hauls and doing all these amazing things. A lot of you asked what our job is. Our full-time job is being video creators. So we have a YouTube channel, This Is How We Bingham. That is my full-time job. I run Instagram for that as well on This Is How We Bingham. And just recently, probably a 1.5-ish ago, I decided I had this pull inside me that I needed to do something more. And that was when I created Mindy's Best. And that's where all of you come in. So thank you for being here. I just feel really strongly that I need to share about being positive and just enjoying life's amazing opportunities that we have in front of us. And that's what a lot of you asked about. How do you stay positive all the time? I hate to break it to you, I'm not positive all the time. I really do try. Like most people, we're not positive all the time. One way I have really found these like epiphanies that come to me and these things that I really need to hear, I find through running. And I have like these ahas almost every single time I run. And I've found it really awesome that when I'm done with a run, I get on Instagram and I just start talking and I tell you all the things that I learned on that run. Running's not the only thing I do. I love to hike, I love to go work out, I like to go walking, I like to do all the things outside. But what I've realized is being out in nature and it really makes me feel positive. I like to get outdoors, I like to be outside, I like to feel that sun on my skin. And so I'm not always positive, but I do try my best, which is again where the tagline, do your best because your best is enough comes in. Speaking of running, a lot of you asked how I got started. I get messages all the time, how do you get started running? Well, let me tell you, you just start. So if you've never ran before or it's really hard to run, that's okay. Go outside, go for a walk first if that feels good. When you feel like you can move past walking, start running a little bit. And then maybe run for 30 seconds and then take a minute break. And then maybe after you feel comfortable doing that, run for a minute and then take a minute break. And you slowly can just build yourself up. I remember I ran for a mile the first time and I was so impressed by myself that I could run 1 full mile. Well, my journey began there and I just started running. I just went for longer distances. I was challenging myself even more. But I'll tell you what makes a big difference for me is I found an incredible running buddy. My friend Sarah is amazing. She's very strong. She's a great runner and she was perfect for me to teach me that I'm actually stronger than I think. And I didn't know that before. I would just be, oh, I can't do this. This is hard. And I'd want to give up right away. But she made me believe and taught me that I'm actually a lot stronger than I thought I was. So it helps to have someone encouraging you, running with you. It could be your spouse, it could be a friend, it could be a neighbor, whoever it might be, but it really did help me. And then it got to the point where I got a schedule. In fact, I have one that I can link on a blog post or an Instagram. I have it on Instagram. I can share it with you there too. It kind of sets out what you should do. And it was so great for me to feel like I fulfilled something by checking off that week that I did my exercises the way I was supposed to. And it made me feel so good. I've never been into working out, but found a love and found a part of me that I never knew was missing through being active and being outside. Okay, we got a lot of questions on, are you guys gonna go on any more vacations? When are you gonna go to Disneyland next? Unfortunately, we won't be doing any of those kind of vacations anytime soon. We do love to go places that are close that we possibly don't have to fly for now. But as soon as that becomes available, you can bet that we will be traveling. A lot of you asked what's my favorite vacation that I've ever been on. Well, a couple of years ago when we celebrated 500,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel, This Is Mindy Bingham, we were in Hawaii and we were there for almost 2 weeks. Longest vacation I'd ever been on, and it was incredible. I think that was the turning point for me where I realized like, I really like traveling. I like traveling with my kids. I love showing them the world. And also my kids are old enough that it's not as hard as it used to be. They can sleep in beds by themselves. I don't have to carry a ton of those little kid beds, those little pack and play things. And so it was easier. And it was like this aha moment for me with traveling that I'm like, this works for our family. This is fun. So that kind of goes hand in hand in what is my favorite part of videoing and vlogging and being on YouTube. My family's life is documented. Well, within the last 5 years, almost all of my family's memories are documented. We do have private moments for our own family, and that's been really good for us, but most of it is out there to share with you guys, and it's awesome. We love it. I've had a lot of people ask, how do you get started vlogging? It's kind of similar with running. You just start. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for the perfect video, because I actually kind of drug my feet on starting Mindy's Best for a minute because it was the same, what should my first video be? No, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just do it. And it will be awesome. And you know what? You learn as you go and you get more experienced as you go, so you just simply start. Learn how to edit. My husband does all of the editing. A lot of people hire editors. That's an option too. So there's ways to do it, but learn as you go. And you know what? You'll never know if you don't just simply start. Along with the traveling questions, a lot of you asked, where do you want to go after traveling becomes more available outside of the US specifically? So some of you might know that we had a trip booked to Turks and Caicos this year. We were so sad to not be able to go on that trip. So of course we'd love to go back to Turks and Caicos because we bought our flights there. We have flight credit. We have a lot of flight credit we need to use. So maybe we'd go back to Turks and Caicos, but one place that we really want to go is we want to go to New Zealand and Australia. The only thing holding us back from doing that is our kids' ages. You're thinking, well, you don't have to be a certain age to go there, but the time difference is about 12 hours if I'm correct. So if it's 9 o'clock in the morning, technically they should be going to bed or they should be waking up, vice versa. So that time difference is a little bit of a struggle. We saw with Hawaii, it was a 4-hour time change and that was hard enough on our kids. The time change is the only thing keeping us from New Zealand and Australia. So we're working on it, I promise. Okay, so you've probably seen that I love to have projects. So a couple people have asked, what is the next room that you're going to be redoing? Oh, There are so many things I want to redo in my house, but I'm having to kind of put the restraints on doing certain things to this house because we have done so many upgrades that eventually it gets to a point where if you're going to sell your house, you might not get all the money out of it that you've put into it. So we won't be doing any other big major changes to the house. Of course, I might be redecorating. That's okay because I can take that stuff with us if we choose to move. I've got to tell you, a couple of rooms that are really just eating at me is probably my bedroom and the upstairs toy room. Those are two that I would love to do. My bedroom, I want to get rid of some furniture. I want to add some furniture, liven up the space a little bit. The kids' toy room, it's just an unorganized mess every which way. So those are a couple of things that I'm looking forward to doing, and as it gets colder outside and there's less fun to have outside, I'll definitely be adding to the projects inside the house. It's something I love to do. I'm sorry, I can't sit still for very long. I have to have stuff to do. I got a lot of questions from you guys about what I like to do in my spare time. I don't really think I have much spare time. My job as a mom and wife come before anything. And then, you know, we take care of the family responsibilities, which usually include like laundry, cleaning, dishes, cooking, grocery runs, all of those kind of things. And, you know, having fun adventures with our family, which we usually document. But if I had to say, if I had a few minutes at the end of each night, I think you all probably know what I do. I love to watch Grey's Anatomy. I love to watch TV shows. It's like my favorite thing to do at the end of the day. If I have a little bit of me time, that's what I do. So then someone said, well, what do you like to watch besides Grey's Anatomy? Okay, I do have some others. Private Practice, The Resident, 911, Manifest has been one that Brandon and I like watching together. New Amsterdam, This Is Us. The problem is no one's filming right now, so things are kind of at a standstill, so I have been rewatching certain seasons of things that I love to watch. I especially love to watch things that if I'm doing something else, I can watch something and I've already seen it, so it's just like background noise and it's just stuff I like to enjoy listening to. Okay, this was a question that I saw. I should have answered it when I talked about my family, but what are my kids' middle names? So Madison Nicole, Ryler James, Crew Robert, Brexon Brandon, and Hazel Ryan. Those are all mouthfuls, but those are my kids' names. When I had my kids, I spelled them all very differently. It's kind of a Utah thing, I don't know why, but I spelled them all really strange. Hazel is Hazyl. Crew, I spelled with a K. Brexon is Brexsen. I don't even know why. But anyways, I love their names. They all mean something super special to me. And then another question I got is if you ever had any miscarriages. Yes, I have. After Brexon, we waited about 2-ish years, and we decided it was time to have another baby. So we fasted and we prayed and we just wanted a baby so bad, and it took a little bit of a while. And then we got pregnant. We were so excited. And I still remember the weekend as clear as can be. We were staying up in Park City. Brandon's parents had given us a gift to go stay the night up there, so we were alone and we were having such a great time, and we took a pregnancy test that night and it was positive. And I believe I found out on my dad's birthday, and we knew for about a week. We didn't tell anybody because it was just kind of early for us. About a week later, I had a miscarriage. I was at work, was doing nails, and I called Brandon in a total mess, and I called my mom to tell her the news that, by the way, I was pregnant, now I'm not, and I'm having a miscarriage. It was a really hard thing to go through. I'm not gonna lie. It was really hard to deal with, but like anything else, Brandon and I just really came together and we leaned on each other and we consulted with our doctor, and he's, told us how to move forward, and we decided that next month we would try again. And we got pregnant that next month and decided to have a 4th July birthday. So we have 4 birthdays in July. Our family is just the way it's supposed to be. We love all of our kids, they're so amazing. And last and final question that I got is, what is one piece of advice that you like to live by, or what is one quote that you love? And it's something that has been ringing in my head for so long, which is why I eventually started this Mindy's Best. Do your best because your best is enough. Some days you just can't. And that's okay because that's your best. Other days you are going to crush it. You are going to rock it, and you're gonna be like an example to everyone around you of how awesome you are. But you know what? That's great. But on the days that you just can't, that's okay too. As long as you're always giving it your best and knowing that you're giving your full effort to life, then I think you're doing a pretty darn good job. So it is something that has just been inside of me that I needed to share. So that's where this whole thing came from. That is going to conclude our Q&A with me today. Maybe you guys learned something about me that you didn't know. Maybe you now know that I'm 5'5", but one thing you didn't know is my husband is 6'4", so He is a lot taller than me. I like to have fun. I like to spread positivity, and sometimes I need the positivity as much as I need to share it with you. Guys, I love you so much. I don't think you'll ever quite know just how grateful I am for all of you being here with me today. It could make me cry right now. I love you so much. I'm grateful for all of the positive comments and the DMs and the suggestions of everything I should do. You guys are amazing. So make sure you like this video, subscribe down below, and come back next week because there's gonna be another awesome video for you. I love you guys so much. See you later.